Imagine walking into a grocery store, standing in front of a wall of sodas, Coke, Pepsi, Sprite, all the usual suspects. But then, stuck between these $1 billion giants, there's a bright, cheerful can that promises something totally different. The taste you love, but with prebiotics, botanicals, and a focus on gut health instead of sugar crashes. That's Olipop, the soda that's not really soda. And here's the crazy part. This tiny brand has managed to carve out space, build a die-hard fan base, and go toe-to-toe with some of the biggest names in the beverage game, all without a massive marketing budget or celebrity endorsements. So how did they do it? And why are brands like Olipop healthier, mission-driven, community-centered, winning so hard right now, while legacy brand crumble to keep up? This isn't just about soda. It's about the cultural shift happening right now under our noses. The one where people are no longer buying the loudest brands, but the ones that actually listen. In this video, we're breaking down the Olipop playbook, the strategy behind their rise, what they understood about today's customers, and the creator economy lessons you can steal to build a brand that stands out and sticks. Let's dive in.
Chapter 1. The Birth of Olipop, Solving a 100-Year Problem. Let's start at the very beginning of the Olipop story, because this isn't just a brand that wanted to make a healthier soda. It was founded by two guys, Ben Goodwin and David Lester, who saw a problem that's been sitting on our shelves for over 100 years. Soda is fun, nostalgic, and everywhere, but it's also loaded with sugar, artificial junk, and zero nutritional value. And here's the thing. They didn't just want to replace soda with something boring like sparkling water. They wanted to reinvent it. Ben Goodwin's journey into this space wasn't random. In his early 20s, he became fascinated with gut health, microbiomes, and how what we eat affects our mood, energy, and well-being. But instead of going the obvious route of supplements or health tonics, he had a wild idea. What if you could take the joy and flavor of soda, the fizz, the sweetness, the fun, but infuse it with ingredients that actually support your body, like prebiotics, botanicals, and plant fiber? David Lester, with a background in the beverage industry, understood the market side of this vision. Together, they weren't chasing the latest wellness trend. They were solving a deep emotional problem. People love soda, but they hate what it does to their health. So Olipop wasn't built to be a better-for-you drink as a gimmick. It was built to be the soda that lets you feel good about what you're drinking. This is your first key creator lesson from the Olipop story. Great brands don't just make products, they solve real problems. And not just logical problems, but emotional ones. They look at what people love, what people fear, what people miss, and they bridge the gap. Olipop didn't tell people to give up soda. They told them, here's how you can keep the joy and lose the guilt. So if you're building something, a product, a brand, even a piece of content, ask yourself, are you just making something? Or are you solving something that people truly care about? Because the brands that win aren't always the ones with the flashiest ads. They're the ones that fix a problem that hurts enough to need a solution. Chapter 2, The Health Revolution, Why Culture is Craving Better Choices. Let's zoom out for a second and look at why Olipop's timing was absolutely perfect, and why understanding cultural context is just as important as having a great product. We're living through what some people call the health revolution. Millennials and Gen Z are not buying into the same food and beverage choices their parents did. The old school soda aisle, packed with high fructose corn syrup, artificial colors, and mystery chemicals, it's losing its appeal. Why? Because today's consumers are more informed and way more intentional. They're reading labels, they care about what goes into their bodies, and they're not afraid to pay a little more for products that align with their values. But this shift isn't just about cutting sugar or going organic. It's about a deeper craving for well being, gut health, mental clarity, energy without the crash, and products that feel like they're doing something good for you, not just giving you a sugar high. Functional beverages, probiotics, prebiotics, adaptogens, all these once niche ideas have gone mainstream because they align with what this generation wants: health without compromise. And here's where Olipop absolutely nailed it. They didn't position themselves as diet soda. They positioned themselves as part of the wellness lifestyle. Not just a drink, but a choice that fits with the identity of someone who cares about their health, who's conscious about what they consume, and who still wants to enjoy life. It's the soda you can proudly share on your Instagram story, the can that fits as well at a backyard BBQ as it does on a wellness influencer's desk. The creator lesson here is huge. Always understand the cultural mood before you market. What do your people care about right now? What are they frustrated by? What values are they leaning into? Whether you're making videos selling products or launching a side hustle, your success isn't just about what you offer, it's about how well you align with the emotional landscape of your audience. Olipop didn't just sell a drink, they sold a way to say, I care about my body, but I still want the fun. They tapped into a movement that was already happening and positioned themselves as the joyful, fizzy answer. Chapter 3: Building Brand Love. Olipop's Genius Positioning. Now, let's get into the real magic behind Olipop's rise, their genius brand positioning. Here's where so many health products go wrong. They market themselves like medicine: clinical fonts, sterile packaging, and messaging that feels more like a lecture than an invitation. But Olipop, they did the exact opposite. Olipop didn't show up saying, hey, we're a probiotic beverage. They said, we're a new kind of soda. Those 5 words flipped the script completely. Instead of sounding like something you should drink because it's healthy, Olipop positioned itself as something you want to drink because it's delicious. And oh, by the way, it happens to be good for your gut too. The brand leaned hard into nostalgia, but without the baggage. The packaging is playful, colorful, and taps into the emotional memory of cracking open a soda as a kid. But this time, it's paired with adult consciousness about health. The cans feel approachable, not preachy. They didn't want to be the intimidating health drink in the wellness aisle. They wanted to be the fun, feel-good option that fits right next to your sparkling water or favorite soda. And here's where their storytelling shines. Olipop didn't just slap prebiotics on the label and call it a day. They educated their audience. Through blog content, interviews, social posts, and partnerships with wellness influencers, they consistently told the story of why gut health matters, how their drink supports it, and what makes their formula different. But they told it in a way that felt real, warm, and clear, not scientific jargon that flies over people's heads. This is where the real positioning lesson comes in. Positioning isn't just about what you sell, it's about how you make people feel. Olipop made their customers feel included, informed, and empowered. They didn't market with fear, they marketed with joy. They didn't tell people what to avoid, they told them what they could still enjoy. As a creator or entrepreneur, this is your takeaway. Don't just tell people what your product is. Tell them how it fits into their life. Focus on the feeling. Because when your audience connects emotionally with your brand, that's when you stop competing on price and start winning on love. Chapter 4: Community Driven Growth. How Olipop Turned Fans into Promoters. Now, let's talk about one of Olipop's smartest moves, their community driven growth strategy. While big soda brands are spending millions on celebrity endorsements and massive ad buys, Olipop took a different route. They turned their fans into their best promoters. Instead of chasing A-list celebrities or flashy campaigns, Olipop leaned into strategic partnerships with micro-influencers, everyday wellness creators, and health advocates who already had trust with their audiences. These weren't people with the biggest followings, they were the ones with the right audiences, engaged, health conscious communities that cared about what they put into their bodies. But Olipop didn't stop at influencer shoutouts. They actively encouraged user generated content, UGC, inviting their customers to share photos, reviews, and stories about how Olipop fit into their everyday lives. Whether it was an Instagram story showing their favorite flavor or a TikTok video about swapping soda for something healthier, these real life moments created authentic buzz that no ad campaign could replicate. And here's the genius part. Olipop made it easy and fun to share. Their vibrant packaging, playful branding, and relatable messaging naturally inspired people to post. They weren't begging for attention, they were giving their community something they wanted to talk about. Beyond social media, Olipop tapped into wellness spaces, community events, and health focused pop ups where their ideal customers already gathered. From yoga studios to farmers markets to health conferences, they put their product directly into the hands of people who were most likely to appreciate and advocate for it. The key insight here: your best marketing team isn't an agency, it's your audience. When you empower your community, feature their stories, and make them feel like a part of your mission, they won't just support your brand, they'll help you grow it. As a creator or entrepreneur, this is the move. Focus on building a community, not just a customer list. Make your audience feel seen, heard, and involved. Because when people feel like they're part of your journey, they don't just buy, they share, promote, and cheer you on. That's the Olipop way. Chapter 5: The Long Game of Trust, Transparency, Science, and Real Results. Now let's dig into one of the most powerful reasons behind Olipop's success: their commitment to playing the long game through trust. From day one, Olipop didn't just position itself as a healthier alternative, they backed up their claims with science. Their formulas are loaded with prebiotics, plant fibers, and botanicals designed to support gut health. But they didn't stop at catchy buzzwords. They partnered with leading microbiome researchers to ensure that their product wasn't just trendy, but truly effective. Here's where the magic happens: radical transparency. Unlike many brands that hide behind vague marketing language, Olipop openly shares what's in their product, why it's there, and what the science says about it. They break down the ingredients clearly on their website. They don't overpromise. They educate their audience on what gut health actually means and how their product plays a role in that journey. This approach builds trust, and trust is the most valuable currency in modern business. While flashy brands might get the first sale with hype, Olipop wins repeat buyers because they deliver on their promise and stay honest about what their product can and cannot do. Their messaging stays consistent across every platform, whether it's social media, their packaging, or their customer service. There are no mixed signals, no bait and switch, just clear, credible communication that respects the intelligence of their audience. The big lesson here for creators and entrepreneurs: trust compounds. It's not built in a single post, campaign, or product launch. It's earned over time through consistency, transparency, and delivering real results. If you want your audience to buy from you, stay with you, and advocate for you, focus on building trust first and keep building it every step of the way.
So here's what the story of Olipop really teaches us. Not just about soda, but about building anything meaningful in today's crowded market. First, solve real problems. Olipop didn't just make another beverage. They tackled 100-year issue with soda and health, giving people the taste they love with ingredients that actually serve their well-being. Second, align with culture, not just trends. They understood the wellness wave, the gut health conversion, and the craving for better choices. And they showed up where the audience was already looking for answers. Third, they build a community, not just customers. From micro influencers to everyday fans, Olipop's growth wasn't fueled by celebrity endorsement or giant ad spends. It was powered by people who felt seen, heard, and included in the brand's mission. And finally, trust beats tactics every time. While others shout louder, Olipop chose transparency, science, and consistency. And that's what keeps people coming back. Now, here's my question to you. What's one way you can align your brand or content more authentically with what your audience truly cares about? Drop it in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. If this video gave you insight or sparked an idea, hit the like button, subscribe for more business breakdowns, and don't forget to grab my free ebook and journal linked in the description, filled with actionable strategies to help you build smarter, not louder. Thanks for watching. Stay focused, stay honest, and I will see you in the next video.